Hi, I'm Milesy, and if you're wondering if you've seen this video before, don't worry, you probably have. I just didn't like the way the original video turned out in the end, but I really liked the project, so I wanted to just recut that and make it a little bit shorter and generally easier to watch. But this was one that I did have a lot of fun with. It took me about 2 months and like 70 hours, something like that. You probably saw that at the beginning though. And it was really, really tricky, but it was a lot of fun. And part of the trickiness was just that there are so many patches of very similar color. You get that in the orange on his skin, and the background especially was so difficult, but it still worked in the end, even with a couple of mistakes here and there. And this is on 22 count fabric, and I'm just using 2 strands on a tent stitch, and that's really all you need for decent coverage on 22 count. It's what I do the majority of my full coverage stitching on these days. But this is one of the very first big ones I did. It's kind of an older project, but like I said, I really liked it and I wanted to have a better video to kind of show it off, I guess. And I was doing kind of a lot of experimenting with how to frame it as I was filming it and how to get it all set up, and I wound up redoing my recording setup about 3 times in the process of filming this video because it took me about 2 months to do. And I just kind of kept trying to find the best place to put the lights and the best place to sit and just have everything organized, and that's why this one in particular has a lot of problems with the lights kind of changing and flickering in some places. And I tried to fix that up as best as I could, but there were so many different angles and shots that I really couldn't get it anywhere close to uniform, but it looks a lot better than it did in just the raw footage. And right here on his arm, you can see that's just an entire page of like 2 or 3 colors, basically. And it had a lot of colors. I want to say it had close to 200 colors, but I can't remember off the top of my head. It probably said at the beginning and I wasn't paying attention, but these ones with a lot of colors can be really difficult to do because there's so much to keep track of, and I wasn't even stitching where I am right now. I had everything in a bucket, and that was so difficult to find everything. I think I spent a good 20 hours alone just switching off my floss colors. But the reason why I like doing these pieces with a whole bunch of colors like this is because you can get that really nice shading and those really smooth black lines that can be really hard to do otherwise. And it is kind of maddening, and it does take 2 months to finish something even this small, but I do feel like it's worth it in the end, and that's why I like doing these big ones. And he did turn out really good, I think, even in the areas where I completely messed up. And this little corner over here was my first indication that this was going to be really difficult from this point forward, because there are about 20 colors in the background. But they're all like the same kind of color. It's all this weird kind of greenish, whitish, blue, very light, very similar colors, and it kind of has this really neat gradient fade, which looks really good, but it was so difficult to actually figure out how to do and everything. And I really, really hate these kind of pieces where it's all the same color, that's the same color as the fabric, and I think that's what caused a lot of the problems that happened. Later on, when I got closer up to his head, there was just so much problems in there because of all the gray and all the white, but I'm not too bothered about it. This is still, I think, one of my favorite pieces I want to do, and I want to do more pieces like this. These, not really enormous pieces, but they're bigger pieces. And I'm just kind of trying to find the right things that I want to do, and I think Bill here really got that spark going for me again. He was a lot of fun to just sit down with and, you know, get a good chunk going. And right here you can see I've switched around how I'm recording again, and mostly that was because I wasn't sure if I wanted to have the whole image in frame the entire time or if I wanted to keep zooming in and out, but I think I like doing these ones where I have the whole thing in frame the entire time. That way you know, or you can see as the viewer how big it's going to be and about kind of, I guess, know what to expect. Or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like it's nicer to have the whole thing in the frame, though. And up here, this is where I started having just so many problems, because the colors for the background are so similar for the colors for his hat that things just got all screwed up and the outlining got really weird. And right here, in this area, you'll probably be able to see it pretty soon, is when my webcam stopped recording for an entire day. And I don't know what happened there, but that was really fun to try to figure out. But I've had a lot of webcam issues, and I think this one was even filmed with 2 different webcams because I was just getting everything set up. But I think doing a really big piece like this was a good learning exercise, both in how to handle doing a big piece on the camera, and it gave me a lot of time to really get to know the camera setup and how that was going to be going. So yeah, I mean, even though this video did have its issues, and there are some things in it that I would not repeat a second time, it was a lot of fun to do, and it was a really good learning exercise, and there it goes. That was what I was able to recover from a solid day of not recording, and it was kind of messed up there too, apparently. But yeah, I guess I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!